Dwarf planets: Ceres, Pluto, Haumea, Makemake, and Eris. When Pluto was first discovered, it was thought to be a planet larger than Mercury. In 1978, we discovered that Pluto had a moon, which astronomers named Charon. One of the exciting things about discovering Charon was that astronomers could now use it to measure the mass of Pluto. The more mass a planet has, the faster its moon or moons will orbit it. Measuring the speed of the moon and the distance between the moon and the planet can be used to find the planet's mass. Charon orbits Pluto rather slowly. Astronomers found that Pluto's mass was quite small, about 1/20th of the mass of Mercury. This made Pluto the very smallest planet in the solar system. Looking at this information, the International Astronomical Union, the professional organization of astronomers and astronomy matters, gave a new definition of planet. A planet must be in orbit around a star, in this case, our Sun. A planet must be big enough to be round, unlike dwarf planet Haumea, seen here. Pluto is round. A planet must have cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. Pluto shares an orbit with Neptune. Happily, they will not collide. For every 3 orbits Neptune makes going around the Sun, Pluto makes 2. Pluto itself is only 7% of the mass of the objects and debris in its orbit. Earth, in comparison, has 1.5 million times the mass of everything else that's in its orbit. Because of its small mass, Pluto is too small to be classed as a planet. It is another type of object, a dwarf planet. Pluto is one of many dwarf planets in our solar system. Here are the dwarf planets identified by the International Astronomical Union so far. They are compared to Earth's moon and are arranged by mass as well as size, greatest to smallest. There are most likely many more of these objects yet to be discovered. Ceres is the closest dwarf planet to Earth. It is the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. It is a dwarf planet because it has not cleared its orbit. In the upper right corner, note Ceres compared to the Earth and Moon. Ceres shows evidence of water. The bright area in the detail picture left is mostly sodium carbonate. These deposits most likely came from water from the interior that traveled up to the surface and evaporated, leaving behind a bright salt crust. After a 3 billion-mile trip, the New Horizons spacecraft flew by Pluto, taking pictures and measurements. Joyfully, the surface of Pluto is marked with a bright plane in the shape of a dog or a heart. Take it how you see it. Pluto probably has a rocky core and a mantle of water ice. Looking back from Pluto's nighttime side, you see atmosphere. The surface has methane ice and nitrogen frost that expands in the years when Pluto is closer to the Sun. to make a thin atmosphere. Pluto is much brighter than its moon, Charon. The color and brightness of both Pluto and Charon have been processed identically to allow direct comparison of their surface properties. Pluto and Charon are correct in relative size, but the surface materials, especially water ice on Pluto, are much more reflective. Detail of the varied surface of Pluto shows mountains, many of water ice, valleys and craters, vast nitrogen glaciers, jumbled rocks, a complicated and interesting surface. Pluto has a complex system of moons. Most are quite small. Charon, shown here to the right, is Pluto's largest satellite. This lumpy moon has mountains and canyon systems, fractures, landslides, and terrain of various colors. Charon is half the size of Pluto. Haumea is a potato-shaped dwarf planet, discovered in December 2004, too small in mass and rotating too fast for its gravity to pull it into a sphere. It spins around on its axis every 4 hours. Haumea's surface is covered with water ice. It has 2 moons composed of almost pure water ice. Haumea has a faint ring. Because of its shape, it is named for the Hawaiian goddess of childbirth. This is an artist's picture made from the information we know about the near Pluto-sized dwarf planet Eris and its moon. Eris was named for the ancient god of irritation because it was at first thought to be larger and more massive than Pluto. On further study, the dwarf planet was found to be close to the size of Pluto, but smaller in mass. Eris is very reflective, possibly from surface frost, the frozen remains of its atmosphere. Makemake is the final named dwarf planet. In this Hubble Space Telescope photo, its moon was discovered. Makemake is 500 times further from the Sun than the Earth. It is on the edge of the Kuiper Belt, which is a huge unexplored region of debris from the formation of our solar system. The outer solar system may hold many surprises we have not yet uncovered. What we know now is that different regions of the solar system have planets which are in some ways like other planets in the region. Each of the planets is distinctive, and all of the planets show the presence or past presence of water.